Yeah.
Hi.
I hate trying on clothes if I don't have money to buy them. So it must be the same as saying goodbye to your baby. Though instead of a sales clerk, there's a dumpster. So, there's this restaurant in Burlington called Russell Williams. Though I'd be afraid to go there because I think every time I wanted to go and order soup, I'd get raped in the bathroom.
Oh,
So I guess that's getting something for nothing. I love my grandmother, she's the best. So yesterday's awkward, we're in the middle of dinner and she's like, when's your wedding? And I'm like, when's your funeral? She laughed and cried, distracting her from the rest of the mashed potatoes. Okay, I'll bring up the next comic. She's beautiful and hot. Steph Tola.
Oh, hey guys, I've been just waiting to get up here. It's so much fun. Are you guys enjoying yourselves at all right now?
yeah.
Good. I had some surgery done today. Just got my appendix out. I got the scar to show it. I don't know why they wouldn't keep it back. A lot of reaching. I'm kidding. It's a tattoo. I thought that was really cheesy, so I decided to go with it. Anyways, so it hurt. Anybody have tattoos here? Not one person that got this tattoo. How was it?
It was painful.
Yeah, there was a lot of scraping today. Try not to cry. Anyways, so let's just get to jokes, right? I always sound like this, what you're hearing right now. I know it sounds like I've been sitting in a Legion Hall for 25 years. Not the case. This is my voice all the time. Woo! Magic. So, I was just wondering when this voice, like, people are always like, I'm a waitress, and people are constantly like, well, someone's got a cold. I'm like, oh, actually, I sound like this all the time. But that was nice of you to say. Thank you for that compliment. But I was just wondering when this started. Like, was I a really scary 6-year-old, like, in a park? Get off the swing, it's my turn. Like, really want to know how long I've been doing this for. Like, it's really scary. And I'm like, I want to become a mother one day. And I'm worried that this is too much to be a mom. I'm like, I'm going to be yelling at my kids, and they're not going to know when I'm mad and I'm not mad. I'm going to be like, all right, kids, we're going for ice cream. I'm like, no! I'm like, no, seriously, we're going for ice cream. It's a real thing. And I actually have coffee now, which is nice. But I'm worried that my kids will be waiting for me after school one day, and this weirdo man's going to pull up in some van, and he's going to be like, hey, kids, get in the car. And be like, Mom? Don't always drive a windowless van, but it sounds exactly like you. Oh boy, you guys are fun. You guys are Whoa, I'm so sorry. How close are the stand to this guy? I'm gonna do my set on this guy's lap. Dude. So anyways, just making it real awkward now.
He doesn't mind.
Well, I might. So people feel the need that they can say anything they want to me. I don't know what it is about me, but do you have to go through? Go ahead, I've already sat in that guy's lap. It can't get any more awkward than
You're gonna see me on
this.
the camera too. You're gonna see me on the camera.
Oh, that's not mine. I don't care. But yeah, people, like, I was standing on Bloor Street with my 2 friends, and this creepy toothless man came out of nowhere, looks right at me and goes, such a big woman. Like, alright buddy, move it along. He starts walking and he looks back and like, he's not done, is he? He comes back over, he's like,
people with mentally handicappedness. If he tried to attack me, this is what I'd say. He'd try and attack me because he's a serial killer, and I'd be like, you're retarded, and then he'd fucking kill himself, right? Nailed it. I'm almost done. You haven't passed? I hope you, have you guys met her because she's so lovely.
Thank you.
Okay. So my mom just turned 60. But also, hands down, the hottest woman I've ever met. So I like bring her places so the guys know what I'm gonna look like someday. I'm always like, hey, check this out. In like 5 years, my arms are really gonna tone up. Or you know, at like 25, I'm probably gonna figure out fashion. And if none of those things happen in like 30 years, I'm gonna have a super hot daughter, right? Thank you. Thank you. I'm Georgia Botanka. Please welcome Vida back up to the stage.
Can I have your bottoms too?
No.
Shit, I guess I have to use a mic then. My God. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was working at this job for like less than an hour, and then I got fired. At this rate, I'm never gonna get employee of the month. I find all protests are in the summer. I guess nobody cares about a cause enough to freeze. I heard it's not over until the fat lady sings. So I just bring a fat lady with me now, so shit can get done quicker. Awesome. They say marijuana is like a gateway drug. I don't think so. I think it's your friends. Okay, we'll bring up our headliner. He's just coming back from a tour out west, and he's really funny, and he's wearing white, so give it up for him.
Yeah.
Doing good? I find the best. Yeah. Hi. I find the best way to lose weight is to drop a doozy. I think the Pillsbury Doughboy is jealous of the Michelin Man because he gets a discount on tires, and all he gets is poked. I love to sleep, though I find my heart beats really loudly. I think that's why people committed suicide. They just wanted to sleep. Okay, we'll bring back our next female girl, Georgia. Walk towards it.
You put it in the stand. I'm not going to use a mic, guys, because I'm so technically disadvantaged, and everyone's been messing it up. So, okay. The other day, I went home to see my mom, and she told me she's like a conservative lady, and she told me I need to air out my jacket because it's. And I was like, why? Because I was afraid she knew I smoked, and then. She's like, oh, it just smells like you. That happens. And I was like, what do I smell like? And she said, she's like, you know, dirty martinis and cats. So, great. Ah, nailed it. And as you can see, I was just at home in my hometown, and I made this super weird decision where I decided to hang out with this guy I used to date. And what you need to know about him is that he is covered in tattoos and has always been a butcher. So we were hanging out, and I was lucky enough to see his newest tattoo. And straight up, this is what it is. It's an entire chest piece, which means it's from here to here, and then it says, "The Butcher" in scratch marks, and then underneath is a picture of a pig dressed up like a butcher cutting up another pig. I was like, wow, since the last time we hung out, I got a tattoo of a cat and a flower, so I guess we went down different routes there, eh? Another way him and I went down these different paths is I did this thing where I decided to graduate high school, so he has not graduated. I didn't bring a notebook. Oh, you guys don't care. I was at a coffee shop the other day, and I overheard this girl at the table beside me saying, "Oh man, my parents want me to join the army. And I was like, in my head, I was like, wow, if my parents were trying to get me to join the army, I know what they were really saying is, how good are you at sitting in the mud and crying? Right? Because I know that they know that there is no way that I could figure out the army. Because, like, first of all, I'd just be falling in love with all the soldiers. And then they'd be dying and I would be sitting in the mud and crying. Second of all, I'm like super good at my north and south and east and west, but I do not know my lefts and rights. Whenever I'm driving a car, I have to do this. Oh yeah. And then in the army, like by the time I did that, I'd just get so flustered that I would just sit down and start crying in the mud, so. Plus, like there is like no way that I could get a gun to do what I wanted it to. Right? Because I'd always just be trying to get that gun to like turn into a cat. Just so I could like have somebody else to sit and cry in the mud with, you know? Great. Just great. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. And one thing I've realized is that boys are a lot like deer. Right? Because, like, you gotta sneak up super slowly on those guys if you don't want to scare them. The only problem with me, though, is I'm, like, super clumsy, right? So I'm always, walking into chairs, or, like, running into bookshelves, or just, like, getting really excited and yelling, I love you. And, like, those guys hate that. It's too bad, though, because I think I could make a deer, like, really happy. You know what the best part about not using a mic and using a beer bottle is that when you want, you just do this. But then you keep talking. Great. Y'all are having the kind of day that I'm having where you're like, oh man, nobody notices me. Do not go to a bathroom that has automatic flushing toilets. I was like, there is like nothing worse than a toilet negating your personhood. I was really into that joke because I don't get many opportunities to use the word negating, so thank you. So I'm a bit of a traveler. One time I went to Manitoba. And by went to Manitoba, I just mean I drove through Manitoba. And I don't know if you know this about Manitoba, but on the side of their highways, they've got these tourist attraction signs. They're like, Manitoba, tourist attraction, check out the auxiliary arms. Or like, Manitoba, tourist attraction, here's the site of the Red River Rebellion. But straight up, one of them actually said, Manitoba, tourist attraction, why don't you look up at the stars? I was like, Manitoba, that's a cop-out. This summer I also went to Montreal. Have y'all heard of it? Yeah. I love Montreal. I love it. But I only love it for one reason, and that's because I get hit on way more in Montreal than I do in Toronto. Toronto guys are like, seen it. But in Montreal, I am all they can handle. You know how many times I got told I had pretty eyes? Two times. And like, they're like gentlemen. Montreal guys are like gentlemen. Like this one guy, he actually made sure that I got home safely by following me in his car while I was on my bike, while he jerked off. So that's like a super real thing that happened to me in Montreal, and I went and told my guy friends, thinking they'd be like, where the fuck is this guy? I'm gonna fucking kick his ass. But instead, they just thought it was hilarious. So I made it a stand-up joke, but like, still not so sure what's so good about it, you know?
That's Montreal.
Yeah, it happened to me twice. I'm kidding. Just joking. Sometimes I go on dates I'm very lucky, I guess. I get asked out. And I was just on this date with this guy, and he was like, "You smell really beautiful. What kind of perfume are you wearing?" And I responded, "I don't know, it's a sample." And he was like, "Okay, but like, what kind of perfume do you usually wear?" And then I said, "I don't know, I only wear samples." So. And then like, I like boys. I have a lot of jokes about boys. Like this is not quite a joke yet, but it's just a true story, so bear with me. The other day, I woke up beside this guy that I didn't know very well. Okay, it's true, but I gotta think about how to say it so I don't sound like slut. But I did, and so I woke up, new guy, don't really know, and honest to God, the first fucking thing I say to him, I'm like, "Oh man, I wish there was a way that I could text message my cat so she knows where I am." He's not called me at all. He's not called. But yeah, great, nailed it. Okay, I'm gonna try and end strong, guys. So let's think of how to do that. What are you guys doing? You guys are not stupid. Okay. Okay. You know what I think is super rude? Killing 3 or more women. Right? No, seriously. Serial killers are retarded. Here's the thing. If you've killed like one person, I'm not gonna get behind you on that. But like, I kind of understand, you know? Because like,